Back home from Mexico, today I took a little drive up to Castaic, California. We've got a big crowd out today because my friend Jeremy is Everesting to raise money for the local Sierra Club chapter. Sierra Club supports my events, and they also are doing great work to save the planet. So once a year, I like to do a little video for them, and I thought this would be a good opportunity. I will not be Everesting today. I learned my lesson in 2020, 2021 on that. It took me like a year to recover from trying to set the Everesting record. We're not doing that anymore. I'm gonna hang out with the folks here, learn what's going on, support Jeremy, and I'll go for the KOM on the hill that he's doing like 50-something times. We got the drone out for this one, and the steep part looks like it's about 5 minutes, so I'll be shooting for 500 watts. It won't hurt as much as Everesting, but I'll try. And Emily's here with a Plant Corner segment, including a new theme song that we're really excited about. Bad Religion made the intro that you're about to hear. The outro is by Brooklyn Duo, and Stacy Jones made this one for Emily. He's drummer and music director for Miley Cyrus and a bunch of other cool bands. He also rides bikes.
I'm Phil Gaimon. I was a pro cyclist for 10 years, racing all over the world. Now I'm retired, but I'm not done suffering on my bike, climbing mountains as fast as I can, and going on crazy adventures. I couldn't be the best at racing, and I'm definitely the worst at retiring. Welcome to Worst Retirement Ever.
So for those who aren't familiar, Everesting is climbing the equivalent of Mount Everest in one ride up and down on the same climb. So that's 29,029 feet. I am terribly familiar with this concept from 2020 when I made it my mission to set the world record, which I had for like 2 weeks. Everesting is a great opportunity for an epic charity event, which is what we're doing here today. Jen, can you tell us a little bit about the Sierra Club, the cause, and what they're working on now?
So Sierra Club, nonprofit organization, one of the oldest conservation organizations in the country, over 130 years of getting people outside and passionate about the environment. What tends to happen then is that people want to protect the environment. We recently had a big wildfire, and that area we're fighting really hard to designate as the next expansion of the Northern Angeles Forest National Monument.
So why does the designation matter? When you see the sign for a national forest, it looks a lot like a national park sign, and it makes you think it's all kind of the same thing. But it's not. National parks are congressionally designated protected areas, and the National Park Service is part of the Department of Interior. Yellowstone was the first national park, and the U.S. now has 63 of them. National Forest is part of the Department of Agriculture. These are owned by the U.S. government, but considered like a strategic tree reserve. They'd be cut down whenever they want, which is like now. So one of the big projects that the Los Angeles Sierra Club chapter focuses on is getting the national forest redesignated as a national monument. Last year they did that for the San Gabriel National Forest, so that's now a monument, which comes with resources to protect it and for folks like us to enjoy it.
Well, I try to go to some of the special places for my climbs, and it's funny how many of those climbs are in some kind of national forest, including where we have my cookie fondue in Malibu. That's a national recreation area.
Yeah, under threat.
Under threat. The nationalism the Sierra Club is doing is suing to protect these places. Keep places like the Santa Monica Mountains and Yosemite beautiful and not like a parking lot in the Costa.
Laws honoring the indigenous sanctity of these places.
Right.
The original stewards of this land are extremely helpful in making sure this land lasts forever. Okay, we've also got a lot of very natural, beautiful plant life out here.
Hang on. Plants, that's Emily's department. 1 second. So Emily just hiked up and down the course to find a good plant. Emily, what do we have for Plant Corner?
This is the toyon tree, which
Hang on. We got a theme song.
Emily's Plant Corner.
Okay, go.
Okay, so this is the toyon tree, also known as the Christmas berry. It is native to Southern California. It grows up to 10 feet tall.
Hang on, that's more than 10 feet. It doesn't know that. It's okay.
Sorry, they can grow really, really quickly, up to 10 feet in 3 years. In the summertime, they actually grow these really fragrant white flowers, but it's not summertime right now, so we can't see those flowers. And in the winter, they produce these berries, which are edible to humans if they're cooked or dried, and also eaten by bears and coyotes. So a lot of times I'm hiking and I see berry poop on the trails. It's just like poop full of berries.
Wait, it has to be cooked?
Yeah, don't eat that.
Why?
So this is what you see in coyote poop.
But I can't eat it?
No. So there you go, the toyon tree.
Toyon. Nice work.
Thanks.
Jeremy Everesting. I feel like I should tell you a little bit about him. Jeremy's like mid-50s, something like that. Super involved with the local Sierra Club chapter. He is a veteran, former motorcycle guy, now turned cyclist. Him and his wife, big animal, nature lovers, obviously, and a big part of the Santa Clarita cycling community, which is why he has so much support out here today. I'm here with the man of the hour. Well, the man of the, how many hours are we thinking? 13. The man of the 13 hours so far, Jeremy Ayers. What made you do this today?
Well, Jennifer was lightning me on the monument expansion and how Sierra Club's interested in expanding that into my neck of the woods as well. It seems like an amazing thing. Some of the places I ride above Lake Castaic are so beautiful. I'd love to see them on touch.
There's a lot of special land really everywhere, but when it's in your neck of the woods, it's hard to imagine it changing at all or nonetheless going away. How you feeling so far?
Wasn't feeling too good before lunch. I had lunch and I feel like maybe I could go again.
Okay, well, that's good. Everesting is, you know, there's training, there's preparation, there's equipment. On the day, I think it's all about patience and self-control, not going too hard too soon. So the climb we're doing is called High School Hill. It's 1.4 miles at 7%, the 606 feet of elevation per lap. Jeremy's got to do 58 laps.
Is halfway there.
It's not an easy climb, but the thing with Everesting is the harder the climb, kind of the easier the Everesting, because the steeper you can go, the more you get the elevation done. But that's cold comfort, the dude on lap number 50 plus.
I went with a fairly stock setup on this Factor 02 van for the ride today. All Dura-Ace wheels, 28C tires, still super aero in the front, but I think with an average around 7%, this was probably a little bit faster than the Ostro. All right, let's make sure the camera is right on the follow bike here. Indeed, it was set to still photo instead of video.
That was my biggest fear.
I will do some commentary when we get going here, so it's not just my breathing. So as you can see on the chart on the left, this climb starts out a little bit shallow and then gets steeper towards the top. That'll make it even more important to hold my power steady, to hold it easy, to be conservative in the first bit. As you've probably heard in this channel before, my strategy for pacing is the rule of thirds. The first third should feel easy, the second third should feel steady, and the final third is that's when it can finally feel hard. That'll usually produce a flat power file if that's how it feels, since it takes your body a while to catch up to the effort. In this case, because it gets steeper at the top, it's even more important to be careful this little bit. So I looked at the previous KOM, the times were in the 7 minutes, which respectfully to the previous KOM people, I knew I could go a lot faster than that. So I kind of was guessing at what my actual pace was. I always set a target time, which was around 5 minutes to the top part, and then as you'll see, there's a downhill towards the end, which I was really just going to be destroyed and mostly coasting that and planning to use up all my gas on the uphill portion where it mattered. I'm also going to say this isn't an ideal climb for Everesting purposes. You'll see Jeremy picked a good climb in the little graph on the left, how it's pretty straight downhill. There's no turns, which is definitely important. But I don't love how steep it gets to the top, and then there's that little flat bit. If I was him, I would have just ended the segment at the top where it crests. You'll see you're not gaining a lot of altitude in the next bit. And there's probably a few miles of terrain there that really isn't helping you, that adds distance to the total Everesting effort. Like he's just using a segment that he found. But if you're Everesting, I would recommend you create your own segment that's entirely uphill and downhill. The downhill at the end of this is a little bit exaggerated, I think, on the Strava file there. But I'd say it's flat. This is kind of an old GPS data, I believe. But now we're kind of in the middle. My target was to be around 5 minutes, and it's been a while since I did an effort that short. This year I've been focusing more on endurance and the longer climbs, the Haleakala style stuff. So this year I haven't done a ton that was super sharp, and now I'm kind of backing off, making sure that I'll still have gas for the end. I'm also standing up to sort of mix up the muscle groups you're using. Just use a different part of the body there. So we have two angles. We have the drone, which is a little bit higher, and then we have an e-bike ridden by
Marzio Gomez, local guy who did me the favor that day. There's another motorcycle support from Omar, the local Trek store, who was super cool. This is my old drone. It worked great for this one, but I didn't quite trust it. I want to have a backup camera. I also have the chest camera, but I've used enough of that. I feel like that's boring. So now we're getting onto the steeper bit. I'm gassing up a little bit, but I know the top is still kind of a ways ahead. I'm not enjoying the idea of being Jeremy, who has to do this all day. You'll be shocked to learn who has the local legend status on this climb after today. It's still a long way to that crest, but I don't want to start sprinting yet. This was a good climb for a 5-minute effort. According to my FastCat app, it was my second best all-time power at 464. This is only since I started using the app, which is about a year now. Really, it just shows that I haven't done a ton of VO2 lately. I used to do 500 for 5 minutes, no problem. Oh well, this is still good. Now we're getting there. Now I'm not quite scared to fully give it the gas, because I know there's still some time left in this segment. See where it starts to flatten out and go downhill, but I'm not worried if I have no energy for it. Well, there is a headwind. Another reason that wouldn't be great to be Jeremy on this day is Everesting headwind. It's not terrible, but I think it obviously changed around over the course of the day. So now I'm completely spent, and there's another torturingly long distance to actually get to the finish there. That's where I would have ended the segment if I was him.
Thank you. Cheers. Ooh. That was fun. There's not much that hurts more than a 5-6 minute effort. Say Everesting is one thing, but yeah, let's go to the bottom and regroup here. We've got this whole board of folks who did. Some folks did a lot of damn laps. On there. So Jeremy did not finish the Everesting, which there's no shame in that. He did 22,000 feet. That's a lot. The only shame to me in Everesting is whoever came up with the idea in the first place. Come on, creature, let's put it away. Anyway, luckily that wasn't the point. Hopefully we've shared some information on how your public land is at risk and what you can do about it, either contributing the link below, or better yet, joining your local Sierra Club chapter. Up next, we have my Whiskey Tango Fondo. Jeremy crashed last year and broke his hip. That was kind of when I first got to know him. He was the first person to sign up for this year's event, so I think he'll redeem his Everesting a little bit there. Thank you, see ya. It's good enough, right?